We're really excited to welcome people into our course-based Masters of Occupational Science program. This program is being offered in addition to our existing Thesis stream program. The Thesis stream program is really well suited for students who are really interested in academic research and maybe are interested in entering a PhD down the road. Whereas the course-based stream is really suited for students who have an interest in lifelong learning, who are interested in the opportunities that we offer for different ways of knowledge creation and different ways of knowledge sharing.
I, for one, think that what's really great about the course-based masters is that you get the opportunity to learn about various topics across the courses. So not only will students learn about occupation and everything that we do as humans in this very complex world, but also learn about research methods and knowledge sharing and knowledge mobilization and social inequities. I also think it's really a great opportunity to dive deep into a topic of interest with the option of taking the capstone project over a thesis.
Yeah, the capstone project really gives students a lot of flexibility in terms of identifying a topic that's of personal interest. Maybe something that is really some information they want to gather to be more eligible maybe for a job or some other education down the road, or maybe for career advancement, or just something of personal interest. I think this is really appealing to those lifelong learners who just have this intellectual curiosity about the world around them and kind of their place in it.
The other thing I really like about the occupational science program is just how inclusive occupational science can be. So it can bring a different perspective to what people are already doing, whatever their undergrad was in, and then taking this angle about let's focus on what people do and what impacts them and bringing that. And so I feel like it can fit with a lot of different degrees and different backgrounds, which I find kind of exciting. So when you have someone who's really motivated and excited, or lifelong learner, or a passion, that they'll most likely be able to fit it in and make it work within this program. And that really excites me for folks who would like to do something like that and haven't maybe fit or known where they fit. I'm like, let's see if it can fit here. And I'm pretty optimistic about all the things that can fit here.
Well, it's exciting too, because people from around the world can take this because it's an online program. And so students are then learning from one another. And as you're saying, people are coming from all sorts of different backgrounds. And so you're learning to see things from so many different perspectives and different worldviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's important too, just to recognize that even though it is an online program, there's still opportunities to make those connections. So connections with others who you might connect with over the course of your career, but also really great opportunities to connect with faculty. So we're really lucky at Dal that we have quite a diverse faculty who are doing really interesting, cutting-edge research around occupation. And students get the opportunity to connect with our faculty through taking the courses, but also having the chance to consult and work alongside our faculty as they're developing their capstone project ideas.
Yes, and especially we can relate our work to maybe United Nations conventions, or looking at definitely what we hear a lot of is sustainability when we're looking towards the future wellness of humans and society. So there's so many opportunities of how we can welcome students from really diverse backgrounds.
I like that example of sustainability because it gives an example of occupational science and looking more particularly at what things people do, how we can connect it to policies, to systems in the broader society, and then how does that trickle down to impact what we do in our everyday lives, and how an understanding of that can help us start to think about, well, what can we do at the policy level to affect that, and then what might we do at this level, at my individual level, to start affect things. And I really appreciate that view. And again, that's an example of how it can fit in with or be applied to different disciplines. One thing that I know that sometimes students want to know about, so I'm just going to share that here in case, is as far as what the program involves. So there's 4 required courses that happen and 2 electives, and then the capstone. So it ends up being a 24 credit course over the 2 years, and that's how it's a little bit different from the thesis program, where that one has 4 courses and then the thesis time. So there's a little bit more, perhaps more structure, because there's courses to in the course base to help divide up and manage that 2-year period. And the other thing that I think is helpful to mention is often the amount of choice that's offered in the courses, so that because so many people are coming in with different backgrounds, we're adding the occupational science background to it, but then they're able to merge that with what they know through lots of choice in assignments along the way that then can hopefully meet their learning needs in different ways. So I think that's helpful to remind folks of.
Yeah.
Some of the benefits to think about for an online program like our occupational science program is the diversity of topics that can be covered, so it can fit to what you'd like to work on. But it also means that you don't have to relocate. So for anybody who wants to stay where they are, maybe has family, wants to have their friends, community, other supports around, people can stay there and still access the education. So our program means that to access graduate education doesn't require you to move. One of the things I get really excited about our occupational science program, whether it's thesis or course based, is that it does make, hopefully, a Master's of Science more accessible to more people, because you don't have to move someplace, because it can fit around other aspects of your life.
And also not to underestimate the availability of faculty. So you're responsible for doing, the readings and the assignments and carving out that time. At the same time, faculty are available and available for virtual meetings. Oftentimes courses will set up optional meeting times for students to be able to get together and to ask questions. And so we still have that one-on-one connection that's open to people.
I think too, as someone who's taught in the program, getting to know students online is definitely a priority for me, and I know others who you both have taught in the program too. And then you get the opportunity to connect with a small group, so you can ask when students are available if they'd like to create a virtual space where we can talk together and develop connections in different ways, or how best does the group develop connections. And so that's not something that you get to do in all programs, but it's kind of a unique aspect of ours.
Because it's online, there will be a diversity of students in the program as well, so you'll potentially be able to meet people from across Canada, but also internationally, and that can be really exciting from I don't know, the comfort of your own living room and being able to interact. So you have the diversity of backgrounds, the diversity of where people are from. And I think that enriches the learning as well as the content that's being shared, because we do draw on people's experiences as well. So